If you happen to see a guy walking along the highway in the coming days pushing a cart, you may just see Jared Richbaum as he makes his walk across America to raise awareness for Be The Match, the largest bone marrow registry in the country.
I was inspired by a friend of mine, Jocelyn Miller, who lives out in California. She had a rare blood disease called Schulman syndrome, which led to aplastic anemia, and her best option was a bone marrow transplant to survive. Her brother was her perfect match and saved her life, and she's doing very well now. And I came to learn that there are thousands of people that can't find their match and unfortunately will pass away because of that. And the lack of people that know about this, kind of struck me. And less than 3% of Americans are currently registered, eligible Americans, and there's no reason for it. To join the registry to see if you are a match is just a Q-tip swab of your cheek and some paperwork, and you can see if you're a match for someone on the waiting list for a bone marrow transplant. And if you are, a lot of people think that it's a painful process, but it's really not. And you could save someone's life, and it's just such a great thing to do. And I think if more word gets around, more people register, then thousands of lives can be saved easily.
Richbaum said it's easy to register.
If you wanted to register, your best option would be to order a kit to your house. You can visit bethematch.org, and they will mail you a kit to your home free of charge, free to mail back. And you just take out a Q-tip, swab your cheek for 10 seconds, 4 different Q-tips each side of your cheek, throw it in there, fill out just a minute of paperwork, and mail it back in, and they would let you know if you're a match for somebody. And you're on that registry until you're 61 years old, so there's a chance from now until you're 61 that you could save someone's life. And there's nothing that I can think of, no reasons why one shouldn't do this. If you're 18 to 44 years old, I highly recommend doing it. If you hear of a drive going on, a bone marrow registration drive in your town, please attend and swab your cheek. And you can visit your local hospital too and ask if they have swab kits and if you can register there.
The worst part of the walk so far has been the diet.
One, facing elements like yesterday, we walked through some thunderstorms, but I think it's the diet. I'm living gas station to gas station and fast food, which isn't ideal. It's not ideal. So I can't wait to cleanse and start eating healthy again.
Richbaum said the people he has met along the way have been great.
Meeting the people along the way and seeing small towns across America, it's just a way to travel America that you wouldn't imagine. When you're walking, you get to see a lot more and experience things that you just can't on a bicycle or even in a car. And just the people have made this trip for me. The generosity of the people, giving discounts on motels, just saying, hey, you can stay at my place for the night, pulling over on the side of the road either to give food and water or to register to the bone marrow registry right there on the side of the highway. But people have been amazing, and it's something I'll never forget.
Jared and his cart have a special connection to Nebraska.
Last week in Omaha, I went to visit a hospital and met a young girl, 12 years old, a cancer patient, and she has a rare form of dwarfism as well. And I named my cart after her. I visited with her for a little over an hour, and she was doing well, running around, singing, and then I got a text from her mom 2 days later that she was in the hospital and unresponsive, and she's been unresponsive for the last week. And I named my cart after her, and she signed the cart, and her dad gave me a little license plate with her name on it also. And I just got sent a video last night before I went to sleep that she woke up, but she doesn't have movement in her left side, and she isn't talking, but she's kind of smiling. And but she made a big impact on me, and just meeting with kids with cancer along the way is something I haven't experienced before, and something that really leaves a big impact on me and makes me want to continue you know, this cause forever, even after I reached California.
While he was in Omaha, he ended up meeting Shane Nelson, another person that is walking across America. Nelson said he found out about Richbomb after someone he had met earlier in his travels contacted him.
When I was in Omaha, I got a message from a guy I'd met about a week ago, and he says, hey, my mom met you today. I said, okay, well, I've only met one person. Does she work at the post office? He says, no, she works at the hospital. I said, well, I went to the hospital in Council Bluffs. He said, no, she works in Omaha. I said, well, did she take a picture? He said, yeah, I'll send it to you. Send me a picture, it's not me. It's a completely different guy. You know, he's wearing a shirt that says Be The Match, so I Googled it and found his information, and that's how I came about introducing myself to Jared. You know, it's kind of surreal being in the same spot as someone who started in a completely different area. You know, starting in Savannah, Georgia, I had to go far north, and honestly, when I first met Jared and he's walked every step of the way, I kind of felt a little bit of shame at first, but then I started thinking about it, and if I hadn't hitchhiked or made this decision here, then I wouldn't be where I was when he was there. So the synchronicity of it all is just kind of, it's really amazing. I stopped believing in coincidence a long time ago. If you keep putting your best foot forward and taking things one step at a time, you'll be where you need to be.
Nelson has a special connection to Richbomb's cause.
Things that I've kind of been promoting as I'm walking, one being Jared. My mother died from lymphoma when I was young, and she could have had a bone marrow procedure that was kind of starting up, and it was too expensive, so we didn't proceed with it, but she also wouldn't have had a match. And people like Jared are ensuring that doesn't happen. So after this, I will likely join his cause.
Shane has a positive outlook on the hard times during his walk.
I tell people the upside to every hillside is the downside. You don't really realize that until you're halfway up. Hills have been a struggle for me, but not as much recently because I've gotten more accustomed to it. The weather has been bad at some points, but really, you know, it's all in the experience. So it comes together and makes it enjoyable even when it's not so fun.
Richbomb said meeting Nelson was like finding his long-lost brother.
It's kind of like finding your long-lost twin brother. We're helping each other film, which is good. It's hard to film yourself, and I think selfie sticks are pretty out right now. So having someone else to film you is great, and hopefully we can both make films that will live on forever, and in my case, convince people to join the registry for years to come.
Along with filming their journey, they are also using social media to chart their experience.
If you wanted to follow my adventure, you can visit my Facebook page, which is Walking Across America. That's Amarrowca, like the word marrow, America. And visit my website, which is theentireplanet.com.
I use the hashtag ShaneWalksLeft, and my Instagram is Shane S. Nelson, which I use frequently, and then my blog is slimsam, SLIMSAM.weebly.com, WEEBL.